Hey guys, Merry Christmas. Kamina the Koach here. I don't think I've ever done a Christmas edition, but I feel very, very moved to at this point. So, welcome back. If this is your first time, I'm Kamina the Koach. I've been working and living abroad for over 10 years. I moved back to the United States in March of 2020 due to COVID and really aggressively started addressing early childhood trauma and adoption trauma. I am a transracial late discovery adoptee. So I was adopted by parents that do not share the same race as me. I also did not find out that I was adopted until I was 32. And I don't always do this part of the introduction, but I think it's relevant today. So this video is just kind of a culmination of all of it. So all of the things you'll find on this channel. So I do talk a lot on this channel about how to work and live abroad, but and some ways to live and approach life better. I've been on a spiritual journey for about 20 years, maybe a little bit longer than that. But the real aggressive trauma part only since about 2020. And so aside from the living abroad part, although living abroad really did give me the opening that I needed, I feel like, and gave me the space to be able to address this. But then being thrown into the United States, back in the United States during such turbulent times, then really forced me into a space where I had to. So I think I did a lot of foundation work before I went back to the United States, building up a spiritual cushion, and then going back to the United States forced me to address it. So, so I don't usually use the word Christmas. I guess I'm using the word Christmas now because one of my favorite spiritual teachers, Eckhart Tolle, talks about Christ as being, so he says that he wished in his Christmas special, he talked about that he wishes people would kind of continue to use the word Christmas. He understands that the aversion to Christmas is because it's connecting to the Christian religion. But the word Christ, meaning the indwelling spirit, or I might not have, probably should have looked it up first. But essentially that being the core of it. And so I haven't talked a lot about spirituality on my channel and a lot about religion on my channel because I've done another video about having an aversion to it because of my adopted mother. She was really averse to religion. So I'm not religious, but I did study religions intensely. And I am very spiritual now. And in studying religion and religions and those spiritualities of the world, what I come to realize is that they're all pretty much the same. And they're all talking about the same thing. And all they've ever really done for humanity is serve to divide us more. So I have a huge sense of peace in me now, though, because I have gone outside of myself to study religions and spirituality to understand that there is no separateness. So I didn't know I was adopted until I was 32, and I didn't know I was Black until I was 14. And that was such a huge thing for me for a very long time. And so I've returned to Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now, A New Earth, really embracing that who I am is not my story. Who I am really is the light inside of me that's observing myself telling this story, and how we make ourselves so miserable by telling ourselves this story over and over again. And I've noted, and returning to the power of now, that I actually encountered the first time when I was in China. I was really suffering from a bad breakup and struggling with not having access to any ibuprofen. So when I would have my cycle, I would be in really bad physical pain and not have any access to any ibuprofen, any anti-inflammatories to help with the pain. So when I discovered the power of now while I was living in China, it was amazing because I discovered how to feel what I truly am, the life force that runs through us all, that connects all of us, really be able to tap into that energy and control my pain. And it's amazing how forgetful we are, that I had tapped into this really special energy, but allowed myself to get sucked back into my story. However, I think that that was good for me, and I don't think that it was a bad thing, because I was also still really pulled to, I really felt like I needed to have a family. I had this really deep secret desire to find my family and didn't think that that was ever going to happen. So like I said, March of 2020, back to the United States, and in 2021, I found my biological family, mother's side and father's side. Unfortunately, my father had passed before I met him, but he still left me some amazing gifts. And though I'm not really connected to my biological family, the gift of the knowledge really settled some things in me. Not without stirring a lot of stuff up first, but it settled a lot of things in me. And it's taken me, so we're Christmas of 2023, it's taken me from 2021, all of 2021, to almost 2024, to come back to the knowledge that I know that is the truth, that there is nothing separate, that everything is just an illusion, not just race. Like any othering is just an illusion. The illusion of separateness are things that our egos have made up. So our ego is not ourselves. It's just this story that we're telling ourselves. And your ego doesn't care if you're happy or not happy. It just wants to survive. And if you notice, as you move towards truth, the truth of knowing that we're 99.9% space, that we're all created of the exact same particles, that we are created of the same divine, loving energy. And that's what religion has distorted. All the great teachers had come to this in some way or form or fashion, and then people took that and manipulated it to use it to control people. All the great teachers, Jesus, Siddhartha, to become the Buddha, the Hindu teachers, the Islamic, all the great Rumi, all of these amazing teachers who had come to the truth, and then they share the truth, and then people turn it around to control people. But the truth at its core, I'm going to try not to pick this hangnail. Really want to pick it. Sorry, I'm not going to pick it. But coming back to the truth that we are everything, and everything is us, and we are the entire universe. And who am I? But who am I? I am everything. And I was speaking to someone the other day, and they were like, well, who am I? I'm just nobody. But if you know that the truth is that we are all, Jesus said, all of these things that I am capable of, you are capable of these things and more. This is the truth, because God is not out there. God is everywhere. Break a stone, you will find me. Break a stick, you will find me. Split a stone, I am there. God is in everything. So if God is in everything, am I not part of everything? Are you not part of everything? So why am I doing this video today? I just listened to a podcast that I was featured on. Who am I really? And a woman who is a year older than me, maybe 2 years older than me. A little bit of a different story, but her blackness was kept from her. She did know she was adopted, but her blackness was kept for her whole life. And I know that at some point in my life, having listened to it, it would have made me very angry. And there are some uncomfortable parts of it that I'm able to breathe into and feel into and then release. But I know that 3 years ago, 2 years ago, a year ago, it would have made me very, very angry, and I would have felt very sad and discontented after listening to that. But now, after listening to it, I just feel blessing. I feel peace. I feel connected. And that is all about coming back to myself, coming back to the truth that there is no outside, no inside. We are all connected. And that if you know this for sure, if you believe this at all, you can't hate anyone. Even if they are hating, you have to understand that they are just deeply asleep and that they haven't come to that awakening yet. And if they don't come to that awakening, well, their consciousness will have to come back and try it again until they do awaken, because that is the purpose of every incarnation of consciousness in physical form, to wake up, to become aware of itself. And I'm smiling because it's amazing. And it's not a new realization that I've had, honestly. I just let my ego take me back over and let my sad, sad story take me over again and become this really, really sad story because I can identify with that really sad story. Last night we had a company dinner that was very uncomfortable, very unpleasant. It was very unpleasant, and the food wasn't good either. And in the past, that might have spiraled me, because in the past, holidays have been really difficult for me because I lost the adopted family that I had during the holidays. But as you can see, it's not like that now. And my initial reaction was, I'm going to say some negative stuff about this on the internet. But then I was like, I came back to myself, looking at these people, having compassion for these people, really realizing these people are not outside of me. We are all reflections of each other and all pieces of each other at different places in our journey. And it can be really hard to look at people doing really evil, horrible things and still having that compassion for them. But have you always been awake and been aware? Certainly not. And I've done really horrible things as well and thought horrible thoughts and still struggle. And I probably still will struggle again. But at this point, I feel blessed. I feel humbled and grateful and thankful. I feel like doing the work has been worth it. And even though I continue to study, there's not much more to find, because I know that I know that I know that there's no other truth to find other than we are one. There's no other. There's nothing outside of me. Everything is inside of me. Everything that is trying to tell me about my past and my history and all that stuff is just an ego fighting to hold on. I'm sleeping better now than I have maybe ever in my life. But this has always been the way it is. When I come back to truth, I sleep better. I feel more peaceful. I feel more calm. Do I always succeed? Am I succeeding in situations right now always to stay in it? I'm not. But I'm gentle with myself. I've fed an ego for 44 years. How old am I? Am I 44? I've been feeding this ego for a long time, so it would make sense that it's going to take some time for me to let it know that it's no longer needed. So I just wanted to share this message of love and hope and unity with you today, wherever it is that you are experiencing this Christmas day. And I hope that it's not a divisive message when I post that this is a Christmas message. It has nothing to do with Christianity. It just has to do with Christ, the indwelling spirit inside of yourself. So as always, sending you love, light, peace, and joy. Until next time, I'm Kamina the Koach. Merry Christmas.